You really can't make this stuff up. I don't think it's possible to sell this many high-end cars that are stolen if you're not doing it on purpose. Don't miss this, because this video is a bombshell for Carvana. Before we get into today's video, guys, I got to talk about the sponsors here at the channel. That is Morgan & Morgan, attorneys at law. If you're looking for a personal injury attorney, size does matter. Morgan & Morgan handled over 20 million phone calls in 2023 alone. Pretty huge. And they make it exceptionally easy for you to get started. You can do it from a nifty smartphone like this or this in 8 clicks or less by going to forthepeople.com/TK's Garage. Again, that's forthepeople.com/TK's Garage. And I appreciate them for allowing me to do what I do. Now, earlier, I did a video about a gentleman that had a Corvette. It went kind of viral on TikTok, and his car was stolen. And it was in Savannah, and they literally just did a news story on this guy for another high-end car after we saw the ZL1, or the 1LE that was stolen, that you saw reported down in Florida. Roll the clip.
Tonight with a story you will only see on WJZL 22. A Savannah man says Carvana sold him a stolen car. It's a problem he didn't realize he had until Savannah police ran his plates.
Listen, y'all do not buy a car from Carvana.
This is a viral TikTok posted by Adrian Kirkland's brother after Savannah police took interest in his 2017 Corvette.
12 came through, ran the VINs. They was like, it's stolen in Florida. We gotta tow it.
I couldn't believe it, man. I thought I was being pranked, man.
Within hours of picking up his car from Carvana, it was gone. Adrian and his brother exclusively spoke to WJCL 22 about the traumatic experience.
So many people have contacted me like, I can't believe they sold you a stolen car. You know, how did it pass the insurance? Because the insurance people insured it. How did it pass the registration, the DMV? What did they get wrong?
Look at this.
Adrian's video blew up on TikTok. Nearly 500,000 people watched it, including folks at Carvana, who acted quickly to resolve the situation. Kirkland says they've offered to find him a new Corvette and compensation for the experience.
You would think, like, after that and the Corvette and all this viral attention on social media, that Carvana would put into place that not only do you check the VIN number on the door and the dashboard, but you plug, if you're really doing a 150-point inspection, you'd plug in a scanner to the ODB and verify that the VIN number that pops up on the computer matches the VIN number on the door or the dashboard. Because in these cases, they didn't. And, well, check this out.
To do was spend 2 minutes checking the VIN, and it would have been done. You know, it would have been really easy.
Now a second person has stepped forward to say the high-end car they bought from Carvana, unbeknownst to them, had previously been reported stolen.
And in both cases, the customers drove the cars for more than a year before the vehicles were confiscated by law enforcement. And in both cases, they knew they had better call Benkin. And our 8 on Your Side consumer investigator Shannon Benkin is joining us now.
Stacey, Keith, I'm happy to report that after calls from me, Carvana stepped forward to help this consumer, but this raises serious questions about how this happened in the first place. After 13 months of driving the 2021 Mustang GT Stephen Clothier bought from Carvana, it was a shock to witness police confiscate the car, telling him it was stolen. He took to TikTok.
Quite upset because I bought a stolen Mustang.
He tells me it's hard to process this.
It's total devastation. I put a lot of hard work into that car. You know, I have a side business. I detail cars and I do ceramic coating. So I spent a lot of time detailing that car, ceramic coating it, putting all those parts on. Obviously thinking it's mine, you want to make it personal.
Steven says this nightmare started when he received a call from police. He says a detective plugged the Mustang into a reader that showed the true VIN. It didn't match the VIN on the door or window of his car. Steven is from South Carolina, but called me because he saw my recent report on another high-end car that a Carvana customer discovered was stolen.
Because I know on their website they have a 150-point inspection, but you would think that if they really did the 150-point inspection that they would have caught the stolen VIN, and I wouldn't be in this situation.
Now, if I was that customer, I'd be exceptionally mad. And for Carvana, for this to be happening, just think about this. If this has been caught 3 times in the last 2 weeks, how many hundreds or thousands of stolen cars is Carvana dealing in? Now, we already know about the history of the founders of the company, criminals. How is it that law enforcement and or the feds, one of the alphabet agencies, hasn't come down and raided their headquarters in Arizona yet to see if maybe there's payments, maybe they're dealing with professional car theft crews? Because at this point, there's no way that you're missing this many stolen cars. I'm sorry. It's not... This isn't a oops, we messed up, because this has been happening for years with Carvana. You just Google Carvana Stolen Car. So I wanted to bring this to you guys as kind of like a news thing, a bonus video for you guys today, because this is ridiculous. This should also tell you, and as we've dealt with Carvana, and you saw I just did a story earlier this week, for another customer, they're not doing these 150-point inspections. We had the disabled veteran who bought the Corvette where the transmission was shot when he bought it. This is nothing new. And you should be on one, you should never buy a car from Carvana. But if you did, or you're just like, I just have to buy it, it's the only way I can get a car, whatever, and you're going to pay 30% interest or whatever the situation is, be extremely thorough with that car before you take delivery of it. Like pre-purchase inspection, they find anything, you return the car immediately. Like, this is crazy. This is, I just don't see how this is a oops, we made a mistake. At this point, it's intentional. And I think the theory that I put out there that they're working with professional car crews, especially for high-end cars like the Mustang GT, the Corvettes, the Camaros, I think they're doing it on purpose. I do. And I think it's only going to be a matter of time before we see a breaking story that they get busted for it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Make sure to give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do, and hit the subscribe button, because you never know. Maybe I'll break that story.